question I'm gonna throw at you that's not on my list, but what's your thoughts? Speaking of cover bands, like there's a whole world and a whole scene going on with these cover bands that are making a killing, which has exploded into something else. The whole tribute band world that is making a bigger killing. What
Right.
what's your thoughts on that whole world?
I'm trying to get in. I've been trying to figure that out because I would have put one together already if I thought it was a cool thing for me to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like every town has a Journey tribute band.
Mhm.
Every town has a Def Leppard tribute band. Every band, whatever. I don't know the mentality of like, and I'll probably get shit for this. Whatever. I don't care. We're talking. This is how I think, right?
This is it. We're rapping.
I'm not a fan of tributes unless the band doesn't exist anymore.
Mm.
Right? And if you're gonna do a tribute, dress up. It's theater. I
Yeah.
think because it's there, it's our form of theater. We don't go to, one Fiddler on the Roof. Our generation really doesn't do that,
Right.
unless we do
Right.
Hamilton or something. But the idea of putting together a tribute band, I think it's a celebration of the music. So I get it.
Hmm.
If it's like, let's say somebody would do a Yes tribute, whatever,
Okay.
like it doesn't exist anymore. So that would be cool if you bring that back to life. You got to dress up like them,
Hmm.
and you got to sound like them. But it's hard for me to go see a tribute, even if it's a Def Leppard thing. Okay, as a goof, I'm sitting at the bar and you see it, and the guys are just a bunch of fat slobs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, or it's, I'm not, I don't understand why people would, if you have, if you've seen something in its prime,
Hmm.
why dilute it by going to see a tribute? Just go fucking put the CD on.
Yeah.
Get, go open Spotify. I'm just not a fan of it, but I get it. I get the
Yeah.
musicians got to work, guys got to make their money.
Hmm.
I know a lot of dudes that are in tributes, and they're like, "Ah, I got to do this fucking tribute thing. I mean, it's not what you're doing, but it's like, if you got to defend it,
Yeah.
you know, and if you're doing their tribute, have fun with it. Fuck it. If I see a bunch of guys that are having a great time and they're making their money,
Hmm.
God bless them. Fact. I was doing a gig in 2019 with another band. We were in like Raleigh, North Carolina or something. And there was a Journey tribute, and they sold out a huge venue down the way. It was like
Okay.
1,000 people, and we were playing to like 300 people.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you got like hardcore rock and rollers, and the new age kids that want people that want new music, and you
Hmm.
tribute thing going on. I don't get it, but you know, I've been to a couple of good ACDC tribute things. They were
Sure.
strong to me, and it's the same conversation. Yo, man, there's a tribute band. Come on, let's go check it out. I'm like, whatever. Is there anything else we can do? No, it's really good. It's really fun. Come on, get out of the house. Always in the house. And there's a band. It's called Shoot the Thrill or something like that. But they're
Okay.
based on Crib. The singer looks like Bon Scott, but
Wow.
he talks and sounds like he sings like Bon Scott, but he talks like him.
Huh.
So do tribute, do it fucking theater. Go all the way, man. Don't just
Yeah.
be dudes playing the music. So I myself wouldn't put my hard-earned money on going to see a tribute, but for the people that do, hey man, everybody has their thing. You know what I mean? So if you can make your money in a trip, great. If you can play covers on the weekends, good for you, man. Because you're playing all the time. You're having fun. That's all that matters. But I know
Exactly.
dudes that do it just for the money, but they're not happy
Yeah.
because they're living somebody else's emotions. You're
Sure.
living someone else's emotions, man. That's not yours. So a lot of bands, you go to see them, and especially the tributes, they're whether it's a moment and the fans are just so into it that they're like a Pearl. I saw Pearl Jam tribute years back
Okay.
because my friend is in it, and they were very good. They looked nothing like them, but the band was great. But the people were like, the band was selling merch. A tribute band was selling merch like they're the band, and it's
Right.
just yeah. And the people in the audience, and I don't know what the mindset is, but they're suspending their belief. So they're going to see this band like a hard rock venue with
Right.
2,000 people, and I'm watching it. I was like, this is fucking silly. I really tried. I really tried. I'm taking advanced playing their asses off, but this is just silly. Either the audience is pretending and the band's pretending and they're all pretending together and they're all in on it, or maybe
Right.
they all really believe that this is really happening. So I don't know, man. Everybody has. We're gonna get shit for it because some people are in tribute bands and they're very like, I make all this money. Great, man, good for you. But you're still living someone else's emotions.
Yeah.
So if you can make money, great, man. Great.
That's the thing, like with the tribute bands, like you said, I mean, they're drawing great. The musicians are amazing musicians, very, very super uber talented musicians.
Right.
But yeah, it's like you're playing somebody else's emotions. I guess that's the best way to say it.
Yeah, let me say this, man. The generations of organic, great rock bands, are gone.
Yeah.
It's if it's a rewind of that, that's cool to keep it going because what we do is an ancient art form.
Mm.
It's like it's really organic, which gets us into a whole nother conversation about triggering and tracks. That's a whole separate conversation.
It's coming. Trust me.
It's coming. The great tribute band will have great light shows. They'll do the whole 9 yards, and they'll have some tracks. If they're really serious,
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're gonna do like a Queen tribute or something, you gotta have all the extra shit,
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I'm just you're living someone else's emotions. It's make your money, great. But I know a lot of guys that do it and they're unhappy.
Yeah.
It's not theirs. There's a beauty to having your own thing. The reason I've always been just not stuck up about it, but I've tried to sing other people's shit, and I'm just not built for it.
Yeah.
Just my thing, and that's what I can do. I've had some issues. I had an instance early this summer where I tried to do someone else's shit. The problem was I didn't rehearse it. But anyway, I found myself, even if I wish I could just flip the switch and be this other person that was like, that will go do it. But my brain wouldn't do it.
Mm.
I couldn't digest it, and it was like, I couldn't make it mine. And that's because I have this mindset where I have originals and I have things to say.
Right.
I'm not happy doing it any other way. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I'll jam with a cover band or something, and maybe one day I'll do it. But my band would be opposite. I would do a funk band, funk, man, and I would just be like, I would rock songs into funk and funk songs into rock. I would just redo the whole thing.
Well, I'll say this: there's a tribute band out of New York, and actually, I brought them into Philly years ago for a show, and they just played in Jersey the other night. They are, and I hope if you haven't heard of this band, I'm going to send you links because they're one of the greatest bands ever. They're called Tragedy. They are a Bee Gees tribute band, but they redo it all, and they do mashups, whatever you want to call it, mashups. And they make it metalized, and they mash it up with different versions, and they make it original. It's amazing.
You see, now, that's cool. See, I get, because I love the Bee Gees. I love the Bee Gees. You're an idiot. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I mean, that's cool. Like, take something and mash it and fuck with it.
Yeah.
Make it fit the now. Don't But if you're gonna do it, like, okay, the Zeppelin tribute band, that's been around forever. They're great. They're great. And Zeppelin's we always did what Zeppelin hour on the radio. We got we got saturated with that shit. I was so hit over the head with Zeppelin when I was a kid. I was like, man, I'm like so sick of fucking Zeppelin. But you respect Zeppelin because it's fucking Zeppelin.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I like that idea. Anything Bee Gees, I'll go see that. Once again, a band
you would have a ball.
Sure. It's not like where the Bee Gees kids or the new Bee Gees. You're not going to get a round robin on that. You're not going to get Wolfie doing Van Halen. You know what I mean? Because it would be a tribute. It's not, and that's a whole other thing. Kids that are born into great catalogs. That's a whole different. Iggy Marley, Wolf Van Halen. That's amazing.
You know what? I'm going to write that down for next show.
Okay.
I think Wolfie, it is an amazing discussion. I would love to have with you.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, first of all, to be born into that catalog, to have that kind of DNA.
Mm-hmm.
He has a right to go do that music if he decides to do it. But he's so great on his own.
Yeah,
it's cool, man. But anyway, so back to the trips. I saw a thing called a club called Legends, and it was a battle of the tribute bands. One tribute band versing another one. You got pussy on you.
That is a beautiful thing.
It is. Quite yet. But there was a battle of bands, and I still was like, well, why am I here? This is silly. But there were some people digging on it. Everybody has it's it's all perspective, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all a matter of taste. Like what I think is shit, someone might think is fucking the bee's knees.
Yeah.
Tribute bands and me, if they're great, great. Make it be something different. Take it and make it different. How many Kiss bands can we see?
Yeah.
Kiss tributes, why Kiss is still in existence. If the band's in existence, I don't see the need for a tribute. That's what I'm like, fuck that. There's already, just a bunch of dudes making money.
I'm with you. I mean that's what the word tribute is. You're paying tribute to, you would think.
The band, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like, for me, like the whole Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think, like when somebody is in sports and they're retired for so many years, then they're eligible for the Hall of Fame.
Right.
With the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it's like bands are still active, like the Foo Fighters, and they're going in the Hall of Fame. Like it doesn't make sense to me.
It's not even the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame anymore, because anybody who's anybody is in it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's just the Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah, there's like Hip Hop Hall of Fame. It's like
Right.
Run DMC is in the Rock Hall of Fame, if I'm not mistaken. NWA. It's like and then you got Van Halen. It's like it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
It is crazy. Well,